Hi, so we have Stephanie here with us. We're going to be doing our peripheral vasculature upper extremity examination. So first, what I already have done, they have the patient's sleeves rolled up so we have proper viewing of the peripheral extremity. We're viewing the armpit all the way down to the fingernails, looking at skin coloration, texture, hair pattern, any tattoos, moles, freckles, irregularities, like so, any pimples or anything like that, any irregular scarring. We're also looking at the fingernails. We're looking at the color of the fingernails, if there's any pitting or anything that seems odd. And again, we're just looking at the symmetry of the arms, making sure there's nothing that's irregular, or also we're looking at if there's if there is any edema or brown edema. And that's our inspection. So next what we're going to go to is we're going to do our temperature. We're going to take bilateral, make sure that the temperature is consistent, going all the way down to the hands. That's good. Next we're going to look at the fingernails, making sure that there's good peripheral blood flow all the way to the fingernails. Just making sure once you press them white, they come back and have a good healthy color, pink color to them, which all look like they're good. Good. Next we're going to check for hydration status. So we're going to pinch the skin here on the hand, making sure that there's no tenting, which is, it's coming back and it's nice and flush, so indicating good hydration status. Next we're going to do is we're going to take the pulses at the same time. So first we're going to start with her radial pulse. Just for this, we're going to take either 2 or 3 finger contact and feeling with the pads of the finger. Making sure not to use your thumb. Good, she has a nice symmetrical, even pulse on both sides with a good amplitude. Now we're going to, that was the radial, now we're going to take the ulnar. That's a little bit weaker, but still good symmetry and a good bounding pulse. Next, the last one we're going to do here is we're going to do the brachial artery. And that has a good, strong, bounding pulse as well. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to do Allen's test. So this is going to check for an occlusion of either any of the arteries. So I'm going to indicate you. I'm going to bring your hand up above your head. I want you to squeeze the palm, and then I'll indicate you to hold the palm squeezed. I'm going to bring your hand down. I'm going to lift one of the occluded arteries. And I'm going to have you open the palm and then lift one of the occluded arteries, which is going to look, making sure there's proper blood flow back into the hand, okay? So, I'm going to have you up like so. Good. And go ahead and squeeze, 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 squeeze. And clamp your hand. We're going to bring it down. Now, open your hand. Good. So that was the radial artery, which was great. We're going to have you do that same thing again. Go ahead, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And clamp. Go ahead and open. And the ulnar artery is good as well. We'll go and do that on the right side. So go ahead and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And clamp. Excuse me, we're going to do that again. Going to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And clamp. Good. Now open. Good. The radial artery is good. We're going to have you do that again. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And clamp. Open up. And the ulnar artery is good. So now that we're done with Allen's, we're going to palpate the lymph nodes. So first one we're going to do is the epitrochlear. I'm just going to support her arm here, and I'm feeling about 3 centimeters up from the crease in the elbow, and about 3 centimeters from the posterior, from like the tricep essentially. And I'm palpating in a round circular motion here, feeling for that, for the lymph nodes. And that's good. Next we'll go to humoral, which will be right behind the biceps. Feeling for the lymph nodes there, again round circular motion. And that feels good too. Next I'm going to have her support her arm on my shoulder, and we're going to assess the pectoral lymph node. So this will be in the auxiliary space, the quadrangular triangle, and I'm coming anterior and feeling for the pectoral. Next we'll do is the auxiliary. This is going to be more superior and deeper in that quadrangular space. That's the axillary. That feels good. Next one I'm going to do is the subscapular. This will be posterior, and I'm supporting with the back of my hand on her scapular. That feels good. Next we'll do apical, which is going to be just inferior to the clavicle. That feels good as well. We'll come over to the other side. We're going to do the other side. So again, the epitrochlear. Good. The humoral lymph nodes. Good. Support her arm. Pectoral. Good. Axillary. Subscapular. And apical, just inferior. Good. Those all felt very normal and very healthy. And that is the end of our upper extremity peripheral vasculature.